Welcome to the Power of You today. I'm Paige Ashmore. I'm your host. If you joined me last week, then you probably know how the show is set up. But for anybody that is new today, what I do is the first half of the show is I just channel messages like general stuff or whatever it is Spirit wants to share with you at this point, and it's generally available for the group. And then the second half of the show is personal messages. So if you have any questions or if you want me to pull a card, I can pull a card for you. If you want a past life reading, I can go into a past life for you. So that is completely available to you. So I did a picture for the show today. So each show I draw a new picture and I ask for a message to come in for the group. So I tap into Spirit and I say, okay, who's coming in for guidance? Who has a message? What needs to be shared? And this is kind of a neat image that came through. I'm still trying to get this left to right stuff going. So there we go. That's the picture for today, for today's show. So what came through was I closed my eyes, I tapped into source energy, and I'm like, okay, what image wants to come through for everybody here today? And this lady showed up, this goddess image. Thank you. Thank you, Josephine. So what this is a picture of, and if you notice, she's kind of emerging from the water here. So what happened was I said, wow, so who is this? And she has kind of an India feel to her. And what she said she was was a lotus goddess. So like the lotus. So she's a lotus. That's why she's wearing all of this pink. And she's emerging from the water. Like, you know how lotuses grow in the mud? And so that's why it's symbolic of the process of gaining enlightenment, because it emerges from the mud. And that's symbolic of all the crap that we deal with here. You know how we get stuck in the reality and all that. And so you rise from the mud and you spring up through the water, and then it blooms at the top. So it's a symbol of spiritual enlightenment. And so what she shared was, and if you look here, the other piece that's happening in this picture is we've got the sun and the moon in the picture. So what the sun and the moon represent is that she is offering her guidance both day and night. And what she's sharing is that a lot of you may have like some kind of epiphany that happens this week. You may feel like you're overcoming something, or you may feel like you're emerging for something, or you are gaining some type of awareness. So there's something coming your way with that. Her hands are open. So if you see here, her hands are open because she's open to whatever prayers you want to put in her direction. Okay. And then in her crown chakra, it was kind of like this peacock looking feather that was there. So it's about the transmutation of the ego. So it's about, because normally peacocks can be symbolic of the ego process. But with it in her crown chakra, and it's turning into those purple colors that are associated with the crown chakra, it talks about you like overcoming like any trappings. Like if you're stuck in your crap, you're going to be overcoming some stuff. So that's pretty cool. That is the message. And then what I have set up is if you would like to contribute $5 to my Venmo or my PayPal account, I will send you a digital copy of the picture. And then what I'm going to do is put anybody who contributes, I'm going to put your name in a hat. I'm going to draw one of the names. And whichever name gets drawn, I'm going to send you the original. So what I'm asking you to do is to email me at laylagenie@gmail.com, and then just put Power of You in the subject line so I'll know to open it. And then just say that you want the picture, and then I will put your name into the basket and see who gets it. And then usually within the hour of like receiving your email, I'll be sending you the digital printout, and then you can print it. You can put it on your wall, and you can let her come in and bless you with her presence. So that's that. What I wanted to share is before I did the show today, I tapped in and I did a reading to see in general what the group needed to know. So I did 2 different styles of reading. I did one with tarot cards, and I did the other one with Lenormand cards. So are you guys familiar with Lenormand at all? Have you heard of it as a method of divination? Um, so what I'll share with that, because it takes like a minute for these responses to come up for me, but what I'll share what Lenormand is it was based off of a game created by a German man called the Game of Hope. And it was just a playing card game. And then this woman named Mademoiselle Lenormand figured out that she could do divination through these cards. So they're actually done with playing cards normally. But they do have pictures. They're associated with certain types of images. And she was really accurate as a reader. She even read for Napoleon Bonaparte. And then after she passed away, the system kind of fell into disregard. Nobody was really using it anymore. And then it's recently experienced this revival. But it's actually a very popular method of reading cards that you will find in Europe and the Middle East, especially. So now it's coming to the United States and people are into it. So I'm going to start with that. So Lenormand reads differently from Tarot. So the 3 cards I got for you are the stars. So I know there's a card called the Star in the Tarot, but this doesn't have the same meaning. It's a little similar, but not quite the same. And then we have the Anchor. And then we have a card called the Ship. So how Lenormand is read is you kind of form the whole thing into a sentence. It's all one singular idea. You don't necessarily look at, there's no standalone cards, in other words. So what this message is, the stars represent optimism, and they represent your dreams coming true. They represent things that you wish for. Okay. And then the next card after that was the Anchor card. And the Anchor card, if you think about what an anchor does, an anchor roots a boat in the spot in the ocean. So if you think about your life as you're being on a boat and you're going places, and the anchor just keeps you rooted, it can talk about security and abundance in that sense, like something that is a sure thing. And then the ship represents, it can represent commercial things. It can represent your money. It also represents trips and voyages. So all together, those form one message. And the message to me feels really hopeful, because how we do with Lenormand is we look at the center card. So the center card is the anchor. So this is talking about your security. How do you feel secure in life? How do you feel abundant and prosperous in life? And the stars before that say there's a lot of optimism. There's a lot of opportunities coming your way that will help you really feel connected, because that's what the anchor is doing. It's rooting it. It's connecting it. It's giving that stability to all of that optimism. And then the ship is like things are taking off for you. You're going to be able to move forward with that, because it does talk about forward motion, traveling. And so I feel like the advice there is to take opportunities that arise for you, because I feel like they're going to be blossoming in really cool directions. So the next spread I have is with the tarot. So the first card I got was Temperance. Temperance is a card of healing. It's also one of the time cards, so it can talk about things taking their time. And then we have the Seven of Water, which equates to the Seven of Cups in the Rider-Waite, if you're familiar with Tarot. This card is about having a lot of choices in front of you. So this is where you don't know what to do. Do you want to fish or cut bait? What is it for you? And then the last card is the Magician. We like the Magician because this is about making magic. When the Magician shows up in a reading, it usually indicates that you have all the tools that you need. So the whole reading together, Temperance to me is talking about you waiting a long time for something. And it could be a healing issue for you. Like maybe you're waiting for something to be healed in your life, and understand what healing means. Anything can be healed. And so based on this reading, we're going to go into like, after I tell you what it means, we're going to go into an exercise on how to heal things in your life. So Temperance is about like really, you feel like you're just waiting a long time for stuff to go down. You go into the Seven of Water, and then you've got all these choices, and you're like, you don't know what to do, or you're in that phase where you're waiting so long for shit to happen, and you're like, you know, I'm just gonna coast. I'm gonna get on my phone and I'm gonna play solitary, or I'm gonna just, you know, go on social media. Maybe I'll go watch a movie or something. But you just, it can kind of put you in this space where you feel like you want to check out a little bit from reality because it's overwhelming. There's all this stuff swirling around you. What do you do? But the magician is telling me that you do make a decision. So there is a choice that you are going to make this week that is really going to empower you. And it feels to me like the choice is crystal clear. And the reason I say that is because of the rainbow. Like the rainbow is symbolic of hope. It's symbolic of putting your dreams, your wishes out there. If any of you have ever studied the Bible, you know that it was a sign given after Noah's Ark's adventure as a symbol of hope. So what I'm feeling is that something that has been a long-standing issue for you, and you've been confused about it, or you've got all these options. What do I do? I don't know which direction to go in. The magician is saying you make that choice. And here's the cool thing about the magician. You don't just make that choice, but you actually step into it. So it's kind of an action card too. The other cool thing about this reading is that Temperance and the Magician are both major arcana cards. So in a tarot deck, you only have 22 of these bad boys. And what they represent is that this is the power of the divine in your life. So you have a total assist here. The divine is totally doing the heavy lifting for you. I also feel like some of you may get some awareness or some kind of healing, like there's a healing coming your way, a really strong healing. So that being said, we're going to go into the portion of the show where I'm going to channel for you about healing. So I'm a Reiki master. I'm a Reiki master in the Usui tradition and also in the Shambhala Reiki tradition. And what I want to turn you on to is something that my Usui Reiki master taught me about using Reiki. So she said that a lot of people take Reiki and they use Reiki because they want to be healers. They want to heal the body. And in Reiki, it's a system of healing where you can directly heal other people. You can heal animals. And there's a session you can get where we just kind of lay our hands over your eye, your ears, and all of that. And we just do healings. So the Reiki runs healing energy. Most people I've met who do Reiki are only familiar with using it in regards to the body. So healing physical ailments of living beings, whether they're animals or people or whatever. But what my Reiki master turned me on to was that you can also heal other aspects of your life, like anything. Anything in your life could need a healing. For example, your finances. You know, that's a thought, right? So I'm going to show you what she showed me to do with Reiki. And then I'm going to tell you, if you are not attuned to Reiki, like if you don't do Reiki, but you've always felt like you may have had some healing abilities, I'm going to show you how you do it that way. Okay. I'm the kind of person that believes that we are all naturally healers. All of us have this ability to heal. We all have it. We come into it with birth. We always have it. If you want to get attuned to the Reiki system, you certainly can do that. But I don't feel that you need attunements in any modality in order to be a healer. My great-grandmother could do the laying on of hands. She was a Pentecostal holy roller. And she would just use the powers of Christ. And she could heal instantly, like instantly. Cancer, gone. Anything, she could heal it, like instantly. She was so well known in the South that tribes of Native Americans would come see her to receive healings. That's how powerful she was. But she wasn't attuned to anything. I mean, she lived in the deep South, like Alabama, really deep South. And that's how she did it. So what my Reiki master turned me on to is she said, if you have a bill that's really hard for you to pay, call up your Reiki and just open up your Reiki channels. When I do Shambhala Reiki, I just say Shambhala on and I can feel my hands get a little tingly. Okay. And then you take the bill that's in an envelope, you put it between your hands and you just flood it with Reiki. Just flood it with Reiki and send a healing to that bill. So I did that once with an electric bill. And it was almost $300. And there was something going down with the apartment I was living in. There's no way it should have been $300. Like, no way, but it was. And so the bill came in and I sent Reiki to it. And then I sent the check off to pay the electric company. And then I totally forgot to deduct this other thing in my account. So it bounced. And I knew it bounced. They didn't know it had bounced because it hadn't hit their system yet, but it hit my bank. So I called them up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I sent you a check for the electric and it totally bounced. I'm so sorry. I will send you out another one. I've got money coming in. And then that's when I can do it. And the lady's like, oh my God, we never get these calls. I mean, okay, yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. So what I found out after I did that, after I did the Reiki, was that the electric company can forgive 2 of your bills a year. And this is when I was living in Arizona. So she just deleted it from the system, like totally deleted this $300 bill. I never had to pay it ever. So that's what Reiki can do. So if you're attuned to Reiki, you just open up your channels. You don't have to worry about a specific symbol, but if something comes to you, you can certainly send it. Like if you're familiar with the Seihei key symbol, that's the emotional healing symbol. You can send that, like if you get like anxiety around your bills, like send that symbol into the bills that are creating some anxiety for you. So that's if you do Reiki. Now, let's say you're not attuned to anything, but you want to send healing energy. So this is how you do it. So what you do is you want to call up the emotion of love. So go into your heart space. Like you could practice this right now. Just kind of get into a nice, comfortable spot. You can do this with your eyes open or closed, but just call up the feeling of love. Now, if that's difficult for you, think about someone you love. It could be a person. It could be an animal. If you don't have anything like that in your life, then just imagine what it could be like. What could it be like if you felt love? What could it be like? And then just invoke that love into your heart. Fill your heart full of that love. Like feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. I've got grandchildren, so I put them in my heart. I would put my children in my heart. I've got cats that mean something to me. I would put those in my heart and just love, love, love. Fill it. And then I'll imagine that love has a color. Like maybe it's pink for unconditional love, or maybe it's gold. And I'll fill my heart full of that love. And when my heart feels really full, I'm going to let that feeling come out of my heart, down my shoulders, down through my arms, and into my hands. So in your hands, you have got manifestation chakras in there. Okay, this is where you manifest from. So, and everybody has those. And if you want to play at waking those up before you do this exercise, you can clap your hands and rub them together. I'm sure a lot of you have done this, and you've probably done like the energy ball thing where you imagine a ball of energy between your hands, and it could like grow and you can feel it growing. So you could do that. But at any rate, feel the love going down through your arms into your hands, and it's in the palms of your hands. The love is there. Okay. And then once it's there, then you can put the things you're concerned about between your hands. So you can put the bills between your hands. You can also take a little piece of paper and write on that paper, I'm having a problem with whatever. I'm having a difficulty at work with a person. I'm having difficulty with whatever. Just write the problem out. And see it as a problem. This is kind of the important part to this. Like a lot of people want to see it visualized and it's already manifest, but don't do that. See it as a problem. Okay, just the problem. So I have a problem with blah, blah, blah. And then write it out on a piece of paper and then put that between your hands and send love to that. And then just be expectant to how that's going to happen. Now, what this does for you is it helps you to let things go because you don't know how it's going to work itself out, but you know that it will because you're sending all of this love. And that's what the divine is. The divine is the pure face of love. It's absolute love. And so that is a way you can summon your own healing energy. You can use it to heal yourself. You can use it to heal situations in your life, other people. But love is a very, very powerful healer. And that is how you can summon it on your own. So that's pretty cool. Oh, thank you. Josephine said your honesty is great. Thank you. Anyway, so the next piece I'm going to address is the part of the reading that said that you might have a lot of choices to make and you're not sure which direction that you want to go in. So this is how you can use your body as a living pendulum. So if you're familiar with pendulums, you know that they can give you yes or no answers. And a lot of people may struggle with pendulums. Like sometimes they'll ask questions and they're not getting like the answer they think they should be getting, or and the way I was taught to use pendulums is you want to invoke an ant. Like if you're using a swinging pendulum, I'm talking about the tool. If you're talking about that, then what you want to do is before you use your pendulum, you want to invoke into your pendulum somebody who has crossed over that loved you. Like it could be an ancestor, it could be a real, like your best friend, but you invoke that person into the pendulum and then ask to see a yes, ask to see a no, and you're going to get accurate answers using that technique. But I'm going to show you how to do it with your body. Okay? So you might want to write this down, or since there's a replay, you can write it down. So what you want to do is you kind of put your hands on your chest and you close your eyes, and you want to do this standing. And you stand up and you say, Spirit, am I open to receive? Am I in pace? Push me forward for yes or back for no. So let's break that down. What does that mean? Am I open to receive is, am I open to receiving your guidance? Am I in pace is am I aligned with the universe? So Spirit, am I open to receiving? Am I in pace? Push me forward for yes and back for no. And what will happen is you will naturally feel your body without doing anything. It will just naturally lean forward for a yes. Okay. Now let's suppose you try it, and sometimes this does happen, and you lean forward. When you say, show me a yes, so the first thing you want to do is push me forward for yes and back for no. So let's say your yes and no is confused. Like maybe a yes for you is backwards. Okay. Then what you can do is you put your left hand on your forehead and you put your right hand on the back of your head. You close your eyes for 30 seconds, and that's all you do is that. And then you go back to Spirit, am I open to receiving? Am I in pace? Push me forward for yes and back for no. And then you'll get in alignment with that. So after you've done that, then what you do is you ask your question. Okay, is this for my highest and best good? Yes or no? And then you just kind of close your eyes, and then it will lean yes or no. So I'll do this in bookstores. Like if I only have a certain amount of money, but I feel like there's something there and I want to make sure I get the right book, but maybe I'm not feeling like totally aware at the moment, I'll say, okay, and I'll do it silently. And then I'll hold the book in my hands, and then it'll either lean yes or it will lean no. Okay. And that can tell you how to make decisions. Okay, so Kim says, I'm not feeling well today, wondering if it is from the full moon or something I should be concerned about. Okay, based on the reading that I got today, reading beforehand, I feel like it might have some astrological significances, mostly because the stars showed up, and that can talk about astrological and celestial bodies. It might have something to do with your chart, okay, with your astrological chart. That being said, next week, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be channeling messages from the planets to you guys. So what I would like you to do, the invitation is that you pull up your chart, your astrological chart, and there's like websites that you can get a free chart if you've never done it before. Like Astrolabe is really good. They do it, but a bunch of sites do it. They don't necessarily explain it, but they'll pull up your chart and then they'll give you like a brief thing about it. So what I want you to do is I want you to pull up your chart, and then I want you to tell me if you want to channel a message from the planets, like if there's a particular planet that you're interested in. I want you to give me a planet. Tell me what sign the planet is you're interested in is in. And just to kind of throw something out, like a suggestion is you might want to do Pluto. So find out what house Pluto is in. What sign is Pluto is in? So I need the sign it's in, and I need the house that it's in, which you'll be able to find out if you do the chart. But it'll be fun. I'm going to show you how to do how to work with the planets as guides. So that'll be a lot of fun. Okay. So the pendulum exercise is going to help you make decisions. I'm going to tell you, because I do it so often, Like even when I'm at the grocery store, I'll find myself automatically, like if I pick up a pizza, I'll find myself automatically leaning. I haven't even asked, but my body's automatically leaning forward, like, yes, this is something you should get, or back, like, no. So that can help you with making your decisions about life. So I'm going to turn you on to that, and it's a lot of fun. I'm scrolling up through all of these messages. Everyone's saying hello to each other. That's so cool. Yay. Hi, everyone. Okay, so we are getting into the place where I'm going to start doing readings. So what I want you to think about is what kind of questions you have. So what I'm going to do for you is I can download a past life if you want to know, well, who was I in a past life? And you can ask as many questions as you want, as there is time for this. And I'll pull a card for you, or I can go into a past life. Like if you want to know who you were, and you could just say, I just want a past life, any past life. You could tell me, I've always had this aversion to rutabagas. Why is that? And then I could like channel something for that. I mean, really, it's kind of wide open. So I'm showing you the picture again. This is the lady that's gracing us. These are something, so this is what I do for a living, is I do something called soul portraits. So when you order one, they're $75. They include free shipping. You get a picture that's unique to you so that no one else will have the same picture. And then I write a report for you. And the report's usually 2 to 3 pages long. And in this report, I will go through 3 different past lives that you've led and what you learned from them. I will give you messages from 2 guides, and I will give you stone recommendations to help you manifest the next piece of your life. And then what I do is after you order it and I finish it, then I email you with a tracking number so you know when to expect it. So there is that. So going into the questions, does anybody have a question? Do you have something that you would like a reading on? Do you want to know a past life? Because if not, I'm just going to start yammering on about other stuff I can talk about. One of the things I think I mentioned, oh, here we go. New comments. I have to figure out where all these are. Oh, can you tell us our soul names with a report? Kim asked that. Okay. This is so freaking cool. I'm going to answer this question for you right now. And this is for everybody here. It's an amazing thing. One time, my name used to be Paige Sullivan. And I changed it to Paige Ozma Ashmore because I wanted to kind of reinvent what I felt my destiny was. And everything works out numerologically anyway. And I was sitting in bed once and I'm like thinking about the different names and doing the numerology, like what's the best numbers for my name, and figuring out what the numbers mean and all of that. And I felt the divine kind of drop in. And the divine said, you can change your name, sure, to whatever you want. But you could change it to Mary or Bob or whatever, but that's not what I call you. I mean, I don't even call you Paige. And I'm like, oh, really? We'll say more about that. And the divine said, well, when I created everybody's soul, I needed to be able to communicate to all of you, no matter what lifetime you were in. I needed you to be able to hear me and know that this is the divine talking to you. I'm showing up now and I'm talking to you. So let's say you come in the middle of Saudi Arabia and your name is Ahmed. Okay. And I decide I'm going to call you Mary because you were a Mary back in England back in the day, but now you're Ahmed. So you're not going to hear Mary because that's not what you're hearing. So when I created each one of you, I did it with a song. So each one of you has your own song. You've got your own tone. So no matter where you are in the world, no matter where you're incarnated, when I sing that song that is you, you'll know it's me talking. So your soul name, your true name, who you truly are, is a song, and nobody else has that song. Nobody else has that tone. And I remember I shared that with somebody and they got upset because they thought, oh, well, that's kind of limiting with God, don't you think? I mean, there's only so many tones in the world. And I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. If you're the infinite, if you're the almighty, it's limitless music that can be created. So your soul name is a song. It's a song. So I don't know specifically what your song is, but you know what your song is, because when you answer something, when you get a hit that, oh, wow, I think I should really kind of look into this, and it works out really great, or you get a warning and you listen to it, that's because you're hearing your song. So isn't that cool? It's a song. You are a symphony. And that's the other thing the divine said. So when everybody's together, when all of you together, and I'm singing all of your names, it's like a symphony. It's the most beautiful music ever. That's what the divine said. So isn't that neato? We have a song. Okay, so let me scroll up here. Oh, happy birthday to Miss Josephine. What's ahead for this old goat? Okay. All right, so I want to catch all your messages and make sure that I'm reading for people because you're all asking me, so I want to make sure. Okay, so for Josephine, who asked what's ahead for this old goat. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, ooh, wow. All right, you got the world. The world is your oyster. You have everything you need. With the world also, sometimes the world can talk about completing a cycle. So you may feel like, God, finally I've completed this cycle. And for you particularly, because I'm aware of your situation and stuff, I really feel like you're finally getting this closure with this long-standing issue that you've had. So you know about what you do. So the world is about attainment on all levels. So it's about really what's next. The world's wide open for you. What's really beautiful is with the tarot, the world is the last card in the deck. So it's like kind of where we go to. But part of the magic of the world is that the next card that is beyond the world is actually the Fool card. So then you get to start again with all fresh new energy and fresh new perspectives and fresh new adventures. So that's a beautiful thing that you have coming. That's a great card. It's a great card. Okay, so let's see who else we have. Yes, using your body as a pendulum is a really, because then if you don't have one, you got yourself, right? Okay, Kim. All righty, so you would love a card. So let's see what we have for you. When I shuffle these cards, they kind of sound like water. You know, like when water just kind of splashes. Okay. Oh, wow. So interesting. You're asking about healing, and you got the healing card. Temperance. So healing is coming your way. Also, if you look at this picture, you see these birds flying to you. So you've got a lot of healing guides around you. You've got a lot of powerful guides that are coming for you. This one, the white one, I'm really getting the hit that it's Archangel Ariel. So you might want to work with Ariel, Ariel. Ariel is the angel of manifesting. She also works with animals. So I feel like you've got some healing guides that are around you that are animals. Particularly, I'm getting whales, like whales around you. And when I'm tapping into their energy, I'm feeling them singing for you in the ocean, like they're singing a healing song for you. And so you may have healing coming from some unusual sources. So that's pretty neato. Okay. And Super Space Cookie. Okay, you would love a past life. Okay, let's see. What most, oh, wow. Okay, so what I got for you. Now, because I channel these, if this is a past life that maybe I mentioned last week, what I'm getting the message for is it might be a reinforced message for you, but this might be new. because I can't remember what I shared or if I did something for you. This is what I'm getting. I'm seeing you as a samurai. You're a man. Feels like around 1700s. And you're kind of stooping down in the ground and you're holding up this yellow flower. And it's like you've got some spiritual process that's happening with you. And you've been learning from a monk who's teaching you how to find the right path for yourself in life. And at some point, you leave behind the sword and you embrace what you call the sword of truth. And then you become a monk and you start going really deep into spirituality. And so it's like you've kind of mastered this spiritual warrior lifetime. And what it's sharing with me about how it helps you now is that the warrior's still there. Like you still have the ability to defend things. Like in that lifetime, you still have the ability to defend your village or whatever. But you're coming from a higher place with it. And you can see the divine patterns laying out, like why things happen or how things happen. And so the guidance that lifetime is giving you is actually when to take action. Like there might be times when you feel like you have to sit back on something. And this past life of yours is sharing, actually, there's a time where you can move forward. You don't have to sit back. You can take a step and you can move forward. And don't worry yourself about what other people think. Like if other people are like, oh, that's crap or whatever, don't worry about any of that. The truth is inside you with that. So, yeah. And what was your name in that past life? I don't always get names, but I'm getting a feeling for something that begins with a U. So you might want to look at Japanese names that begin with a U and see if anything resonates. So anyway, ooh, thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Kim. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I love the world card. Oh, is it? Ozma is a planet in the Vega system. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so I'm wanting to make sure I get everybody's reading thing here. So looks like we're pretty caught up, but if anybody didn't get a reading and you put it in there, because these things kind of scroll up for me, pop it in there, and then I will find something for you. So I'm going to give you something about how to work more profoundly with your past lives. So what you want to do is it's good to spend about, and only do like 5 minutes. You don't have to spend hours in this, but if you want to, you certainly can. Just get into a space, and what I'm inviting you to do, so remember we did the healing exercise where we sent love out? Okay, do that and send love and grace to all of your past lives and your future lives, because there is a spiritual train of thought that believes that we are concurrently living all of those lifetimes. And as you send all of that grace and love out to all the other yous that have been, you're helping them in that lifetime, and then that gets returned to you from them. So there you go. Ruth says, I have memories of a past life seeing the world from behind barbed wire. I have a photo of my children in my hand. I have many. Can you give me some insight on this life? Okay, that honestly feels like something that happened during the Holocaust. But it feels like you were in Russia when it happened, even though the Holocaust happened mostly in Europe. For some reason, you're there. And I know the Germans did invade into Russia, because what they did is they formed a treaty with Russia and said, hey, we're cool. And then in the middle of winter, Hitler's like, no, let's attack Russia. Like that was the stupidest idea ever, because Russia gets really cold in the wintertime. And that's actually what cost him the war. So, but there's something where they imprisoned you and you were a child and you were behind barbed wire and you're looking out and you're feeling this sense of hopelessness. I feel like you're a little girl. I do feel that you lived. I do feel that you got out and your family just kind of stayed where you were. You didn't really try to kind of go back home because you were taken in by other people who were kind to you. And so you kind of spent the rest of your years there, living there. But it kind of haunted you. It haunted you because you didn't understand why it was happening. Nothing was ever explained. And just seeing that barbarity was something for you. So what I would do is, again, get into that space and send grace, send love to that lifetime. Just kind of give that lifetime a healing. Okay. And that will also help. Oh, yes. You're welcome. You're welcome for that. Okay. Okay, Robin, have a safe trip. Have a safe trip to where you are going. Oh yeah, I could. Okay, so this is something that we did the last time, and I want to invite you guys to do it again. So what we did was, I want you to put in the comments something you want to manifest. What do you want to manifest? Because what we're all going to do is we're all going to call up that feeling of love, and we're just going to beam it to you. We're just like, I'm going to do literally this, like, ooh. So, oh, did you? Ruth said she always felt like it was related to the Holocaust as well. Yeah. Yeah. I've got 2 kids that kind of do this. And my daughter was a pilot for the Luftwaffe in World War II, and my son stormed the sands of Iwo Jima as an American soldier. So that's why they do this. Anyway, alrighty. So what we're going to do is think about something that you want. I can still start channeling stuff for you guys, but think about something you want. Put it in the comments, and we're all going to contribute our energy to what it is that the person who puts what they want to manifest down. We're going to contribute energy to that. That being said, there is a really cool book that I want to turn you on to called The Power of 8. And I can't exactly remember the author at the moment, but if you want to look it up on Amazon, she'll pop right up. And what she did was she did experiments with manifesting. She got 8 people together. So this is something you can do with your friends too. Get 8 people together. You meet once a week, and you just do this for 8 minutes. So you could do it on Zoom. And she would pick a picture. So she decided she wanted to focus on peace in the Middle East. So she got different groups of 8 people together, and then she sent them a picture of peace happening in the Middle East, like a symbol of peace. And then she had everybody focusing on sending peace to this image. And the image was like a focal point. And what happened was they tracked it later, like they actually worked with scientists and quantified this whole thing. And they found out, and what they did is the intention they set is we want to reduce the violence in the Middle East by 10%. And what wound up happening, I think, was they got close to 30% drop in violence. But that wasn't the thing that really impressed her. What impressed her was that after they did this, what they found out was even though they're sending their energy to someone else, they got those, like, what goes around comes around. They got those effects in their own lives. So everybody reported, wow, I suddenly have this difficult relationship in my life that's completely worked out. Like there's peace in this relationship. Yes, that's the book. Lynn McTaggart. Yes, The Power of 8, Harnessing the Miraculous Energies of a Small Group to Heal Others. Your Life and the World, book by Lynn McTaggart. That's the book. Yeah, that's it. But what she found was that you got the results too. So if you're holding back and you're like, oh, I don't feel, there's something I really want, but I don't feel brave enough to put it out there, that's fine, because if it's similar to what somebody else wants, you can, you'll get it yourself. Okay. All righty. Okay, so Ruth says, I want to manifest a bank account overflowing with money. So let's just see all of this money raining into her account like it's abundant. It's abundant. Like, let's imagine that there's a rainbow that hits her account, and there's a big old pot of gold in her bank account. So manifest, manifest, manifest. So it is. So it will be. It is done. It is done. It is done. We'll send all that love, all that love, all that love to your bank account. All of that love. Okay, and just feel how good that feels. Doesn't that feel great to know that you're abundant and you are completely supported by the universe? Okay, and Josephine would like to manifest more intimate love. Okay, Miss Popeye Love. So let's invoke that. So we're seeing the divine coming down. We're seeing the divine coming down. We're seeing the divine bloom from within you. We're feeling that connection. And we're feeling like you're magnets. You know, like that intimate love you want is like a magnet. It's very magnetic and it's just like with you right now. And I feel this aura of love all around you. And this is interesting because what I'm getting right now is I'm seeing Mother Mary come forward for you and blessing you with that, with the best intimate love for you that is just makes your heart sing. And it feels wonderful and it feels fulfilling, all those things you want to feel. So, you know, blessings from the Holy Mother to you, from the Cosmic Mother, blessings, blessings, blessings. Manifest, manifest, manifest. So it is. It is done. It is done. It is done. We bless you with this. And Mother Mary blesses you with this. So, wow, that's pretty cool. Okay. One thing I wanted to share about Mother Mary is my daughter, my oldest daughter, has seen her 3 times. And she always sees the Virgin of Guadalupe version of her. She left my apartment one night and she called me on the phone as soon as she left. And she's like, "Oh my God, I just saw Mary outside of your apartment." And I said, "Really?" And she goes, "Yeah, she had these stars all around you and she had the crown and she was just standing there glowing." And I thought, "Oh, wow, cool. That's really cool." But she's seen her a few times. So that's a thing. I think last week I talked about ordinary people seeing divine beings. So normally we learn in religions that it's really only the holy people that get that stuff, but anybody can see a divine being. Anybody can. So be open to that. Be open to receiving that. Okay. Super Space Cookie. I would like to manifest a new place for family to move as soon as possible. Okay. So let's manifest that. So this is what we have. What I'm seeing is a golden road opening from the front door you're in now to the new front door you're going to be in. Here's what I'm getting with this. This new place that you're going to move into wants you to live there. It's happy. It's healthy. It's got a very, very happy presence in it. So it's looking for you too. This new place is looking for you too. In the ancient past, houses had like helper spirits or a house spirit, and people would give offerings to the house spirit and stuff like that. And it's a tradition that's died out, but I'm sure some of you, like when you go apartment hunting or house hunting, you can feel if the house is sad or not. So this house that I'm feeling coming for you, this place, it feels like it's very happy. It's very healthy. It's got beautiful energy around it. I'm also getting that one of the features that might call it to you is it feels like there might be some kind of flower that is blooming around it. Like it could be wildflowers, it could be something taller, but it feels like there's a cluster of flowers that are near the front door, and it might be on both sides of the front door. I might also hear something, like you might hear like a wind chime or something. But this is the weird thing. I'm getting the wind chimes you hear. They may or may not be on the house, but I'm feeling like one of the rods has fallen out. So you might hear it and you might look at it and go, "Oh, wow, you know, they need to put the rod back up." So that might be near where the house is or where the place is that you're getting. But I'm feeling like it's calling you and it's looking for you too. So this is great. So I feel your energy's connecting. So we're connecting those energies. We're connecting you with your perfect place. It's perfect for your family. There's a great neighborhood there. All the things that you want are close by. It feels really safe. And there's an aspect of it where you're just going to feel just, you know, like you can release and just be safe and comfortable and just like, "Oh, this feels like home to me." And so we're blessing you with that. We're blessing you with that. We're calling in divine source to bless you with this beautiful home that is also looking for you. You guys find each other, manifest, manifest, manifest. So it is, so it is, so it is. It is done, it is done, it is done. And you guys are together. Okay. All righty. And Richard, You want to manifest your bank account overflowing with money. Okay, cool. So we're calling in divine source, and Jupiter's coming in. So here's a preview for what's coming next week. So the planet Jupiter is coming in, wanting to bless you with this. Jupiter is the planet of abundance and good luck and prosperity, and it likes to expand that. So we're putting the planet Jupiter, well, we're putting your bank account inside the planet Jupiter, and it's expanding it. It's expanding all of the good. And now the planet Venus is coming in and blessing it with that extra love energy. So it's blossoming, 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 blossoming. Overflow of money coming in. You're supported by divine source. Divine is the source of all. So it's flooding that good juju in there. So manifest, manifest, manifest. So it is done, it is done, it is done. Okay. All right. Kim says, I would like to manifest my home. I have been traveling around to find it, but nothing resonates. Okay. So we're going to manifest that for you, but I'm going to teach you something that a native friend taught me. So if you need to find something, and it could be anything, it could be your home, it could be a new job, it could be anything. All right. This is what you do. And you only need to do it once. You get up at dawn, you go outside, and you face the east. And I'm going to guide you what you're going to do, because you're going to do something at the east, and you're going to do it at all four directions: east, south, west, north. You're going to go in that order. The reason you're going to go in that order is it's the Deosil order. It's the way that the sun travels. It's clockwise. And east is the place of new beginnings. It's the place where the sun rises. You're going to face the east, and you're going to whistle 3 times. If you can't whistle, just make a tone. But you want to go from low to high. So, and that summons the east wind. So the east direction approaches you. You do that 3 times, and then you say, east wind. I'm looking for a house. I'm looking for a job. I'm looking for whatever. I'm looking for this. Would you please go out and find it for me? And then you face the south. You do the same thing. Whistle from low to high 3 times. And then you ask the south wind to go look for it for you. And you do it at each direction. Okay. Low to high, or you can tone. Woo, just do that. Then what will happen is within 30 days, one of those winds or 2 of those winds is going to bring it to you. So you might get like, maybe an ad comes into you, and it's like, oh, wow, there's this really great house. It looks really cool. And it's in the east part of the valley or whatever. That's how you can look for things. So if you are looking for teachers, if you're looking for anything, it's a finding energy working. That's how you can do that. So yeah, Josephine, interesting how all our manifesting is connecting you all. Yes. Okay. So back to Kim. So we're going to manifest that for you. So, but I'm also feeling I gave you that because it might be something you use for other things. All right. So we're seeing this come in. It's interesting because there's a theme of homes today. So all of this beautiful magic we're raising is for that. But for Kim, I'm seeing that come in. And I feel like you have a little bird that's a guide. Feels like a little robin. But you might have a guide that comes in and guides you to that home. So there might be something special around birds. You might find feathers around there, but there's something special with that. One thing you can do is go to a craft store also and buy a little nest, like a little wooden nest. Don't find one from a tree, but go to a craft store like Michael's. They sell little nests. Sometimes they have eggs in them, but you can get one that's just plain. And then you write on a piece of paper, my new home, and stick it in the nest, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a place where you can roost. So what I'm feeling is I'm seeing all of these birds come in, all of these birds that are coming in, and they know where your house is. They know where your new home is, and they're guiding you. And so this energy is coming in for you to find the perfect place. And it feels magical to you. It feels like you can do great work here. You feel connected. It makes you feel alive. You feel like you'll have really positive connections that come to you because of where you're living. It feels really special. Like there's some unique feature about this place. There's something really unique. It feels like there might be something unusual inside. Like, you know how when you go into old houses and they have those insets in walls, like where you put a statue or a vase or something? Like new homes don't tend to have it, but like old homes, you can see these insets. It might have something like that. It's something quirky. And it could be that or just something odd. Just something odd and interesting and kind of fun. But anyway, I'm feeling that around your space. There's something there, and it just feels fun, and it feels very playful, very playful. And so I'm feeling, and also you've got some deer that are coming in that want to help you with that too. So there's deer involved. Like I'm seeing fawns and just little deer. So anyway, they're coming in. This place feels really special. It feels really special. I feel like a golden light shining on it. So manifest, manifest, manifest. You have this beautiful, beautiful space. You're very happy with it. It resonates with you. And it's a really great space for you to, where you really feel expanded as a spiritual being. So it is, so it is, so it is. It is done, it is done, it is done. Okay, cool. All right. I'm a half hour late. Had to put on hold. That's okay. I had to cut out of the last group thing we did because I had to roll out a pie crust. It's the fastest pie crust I've ever rolled out because we're giving messages to everybody. And I started rolling it on the table and I realized, oh, I'm shaking my laptop. So people who are looking probably think there's an earthquake happening here. But there wasn't. Okay, a past life. Okay, Linnell. Let's see what we have. Oh, wow. Okay. So what I'm feeling for you is a past life in ancient Lemuria. And you're writing down all of the wisdom and knowledge of Lemuria. Now, the way I think it works is there's 3 ancient civilizations. There's Mu, there's Lemuria, and there's Atlantis. And I think they go in that order as far as their time structures. So it feels to me like you're writing down on all of these scrolls the wisdom and knowledge of Lemuria, because you're sending that to Atlantis, which is just starting to be created as a culture and a society. So your teachings and all the things that you have to offer from Lemuria are going there. And it's like you have this cosmic awareness of time and how everything just kind of fits perfectly. Like it all happens at the perfect time, even though it may not seem that way. It's like you're starting to get that bird's eye view of how the labyrinth of life works out. Like you can see where the mystery is. But you were a seer there. Like you were somebody. It's kind of hard to describe the role you play because I don't think we've got like a job for that here on Earth. But it feels like you were like you were just this being that was like a priest, priestess, and it feels like non-binary to me. Like you were non-binary, so it feels like you came from another planet, where that is the case with some beings, and then you're creating all this wisdom and knowledge and you're passing it on and it's allowed to flower, and you can see it kind of going to Atlantis, and you can see how it helps everybody there, and then the wisdom and then what happens is the wisdom and knowledge from Atlantis then goes to Egypt afterwards. But it's like you're creating this legacy of spirituality, and the message from that lifetime is that you're always in the perfect place at the perfect time, even if it doesn't seem like that all the time. So anyway, that it feels peaceful to me. It feels like you feel really kind of connected in that lifetime. Like that connection is still there. And then you may ask the question, well, if I had this evolved lifetime, why am I coming back through here? And it's because you're learning different intricacies of life. Like you're learning aspects of life that being that you were wasn't wasn't here for. So, oh shit. Okay, so let me see where we're at. Saying that because it's an hour. Anyway, thank you for anybody who donated. Thank you if you showed up and you donated your time and your energy and your wonderful presence. We are all one. We are all beings of light. We are all here to expand each other. So thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate your questions because the show doesn't work if you guys don't ask anything. And I'm sitting here going, I guess I'm going to talk about pie crust now. And if you guys want, I can give you my mom's cheesecake recipe. That's next time. It's killer. A bank wanted to give her a loan because it was such a good cake. You know, since we're on the subject of food. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessings to everybody. Blessings, blessings, blessings. May you all be blessed beyond imagining.
Don't want the fun to end? Grab more refreshments. Then head over to the Goldylocks Productions YouTube channel. With the huge selection of shows, the fun doesn't have to end.